That was my dreams, was to always play in the NFL. So to have that all taken from me, it was devastating to me. I was diagnosed back in college. I ended up going to the doctor out there. They sent me to a kidney specialist because they told me it was something wrong with my kidney from the blood work. From there, I went to see a doctor out here in New Jersey. He did a whole biopsy, and he diagnosed me with IgA nephropathy. So I kept playing. I ended up in the NFL. I played 3.5 years. Playing with the disease was rough because, one of the side effects of IgA is you'll be real tired, but I always pushed through. It came to a point where my levels elevated and my blood pressure was through the roof.
And there he goes, Donald Jones! Jones cuts it to the far side!
My blood pressure was so high I couldn't see. Not being able to see, it was kind of weird because every day it was like, man, I can't really see, but I'm catching everything. So then they sent me to a nephrologist up in Buffalo, and the doctor up there told me that, in the next few years I would need a transplant and I wouldn't be able to play anymore. I broke down and cried for days.
It was devastating to hear what he was going through because he came a long way. He was undrafted, he made it into the NFL, and he had his future ahead of him.
I had my people up in Buffalo contact Alonzo Mourning's people, and they put me in contact with Dr. Appel over at New-York-Presbyterian.
I've had the opportunity to take care of many athletes. Donald was one of the athletes who found my name through a number of different sources, through organizations, through other nephrologists, and he sort of self-referred himself to me.
I had to tell him, Doc, I need you to explain this to me like a 3-year-old, and he did.
Donald has a form of kidney disease called glomerulonephritis, an inflammation of the filters of the kidney. That we did a number of things. One, we controlled his blood pressure. Secondly, we tried to treat the inflammation. The problem in Donald's case is it had been going on for many years. There was a lot of scarring. Scarring can't be reversed. The inflammation can be reversed. So we gave him immune suppressive medicines to try to block the inflammation, prolong the course to renal failure as much as possible.
Which actually got me back to where I could play, but I came to terms that it was too dangerous. My blood pressure was too high. Just the overall stress of the NFL, playing, getting hit every day, it was just too much with the kidney. I have a son, I have a family, and I need to be here for them.
When we have somebody who has renal failure, we think of transplant, especially in younger, healthier people, but then there are several possibilities. You can use a deceased donor transplant from somebody who died. You can use a living unrelated from a friend, a spouse, or you can use a living related. Living related transplants always work the best.
I didn't think that I would have a problem as being a match. I just wanted to make sure I was healthy enough to do it. So I worked at that, being healthy, working out, exercising. But there was no hesitation as far as what I was going to do.
His father was, did his homework and decided he wanted to donate to his son and was very devoted and committed to donating to his son. So that made our job a whole lot easier.
I was so elated when I found out that I was a match and I could do it. But as the time progressed, I was very nervous. I was scared, because I'd never been operated on before, never been in the hospital, so it was a lot to go through.
His operation was fairly routine. Long-term prognosis is excellent.
We were in rooms close to one another, and we walked to one another's room to encourage each other to get out of the bed and keep moving. It worked out good. The nurses, everyone took good care of us.
I put my nurses through a lot. I would be calling on them every 30 minutes for something, and they were right there. They did everything that they could do to make sure I was as comfortable as I can be while I was in the hospital. I'm blessed to really come in contact with the doctors, with Dr. Appel, Dr. Radner, Dr. Cohen, all of the doctors up at New-York-Presbyterian. I mean, there was a doctor when I was in the hospital who, every time she came in the room, she massaged my back. She always had a great attitude.
Look, medicine is 50%. The other 50% is what you could do for the patient. You offer little things, and the patients remember this.
So just things like that really gives you a perspective on, the doctors at New-York-Presbyterian. It's not just the medical part of it, it's really an overall warm feeling and trying to make you feel at home while you're there.
He's doing great. He's made a full recovery, and he can get back to doing, exercising and back to a sports career. Well, it's a terrific thing. It just goes to the power of organ transplant, that you can restore people to health, not just average health, to be able to walk down the street, but be able to participate in professional sports at a really high level.
No problems.
Out on the sports field. There's no one person that makes the show happen. It's a whole team effort. It's the doctors, the nurses, the staff in the hospital, from top to bottom, that makes all this possible.
If you feel up to it, you could start some aerobic exercising now. It's very gratifying to help a young guy who's talented and has his whole life in front of him. He's functioned athletically at the highest levels. If we could get him back anywhere close to that, that's thrilling.
We work as a collaborative team. The surgeons, the nephrologists, the pathologists, everybody works together to make this great success. And everybody brings their own expertise to the table so that we can do the best job for our patients.
And I know his future is still bright, so we'll take it from there.
I have a 3-year-old son. I want to see him become a man. I want to see him play sports just like I did. Everything that I've gone through with this whole kidney thing to now, me being well-rounded enough and be able to go play baseball and be able to have, business opportunities and being able to go speak and write a book. That's the reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing, just to inspire the world. That's really my goal now.